Imagine getting home from work and in the mail there's a letter notifying you that a 10,000 head hog operation is going to be built right across from the road from your family farm that's been in your family for generations. Or imagine even that 300,000 chickens are going to be in 6 massive barns just a couple thousand feet away from where your children play. I mean, you'd call your neighbors, you'd search the internet, you'd start to see all this information about how harmful these operations are, and then you try to figure out what you can do and who out there could possibly help you. Factory farms are primarily located in rural areas, and corporate ag tends to target underserved communities, disproportionately locating in communities of color or low income. They basically go where they expect little to no resistance, so often in areas where people lack the economic resources or political power to turn them away. And companies will make false promises of jobs and economic development when, in fact, their model externalizes costs to the neighbors and the taxpayers. These facilities can find thousands or even hundreds of thousands of animals without access to pasture. And that concentration not only breeds bacteria and disease, but also produces millions of gallons of waste. Factory farms threaten public health and quality of life. Some people can't even bathe or cook or wash their clothes with their water because it's being contaminated by waste. Factory farms are also known to spread antibiotic-resistant bacteria, pathogens, and odors, and the combination of thousands of animals, plus their manure, plus the smell of death is so awful and so thick that it gets into people's clothes and in their cars, and sometimes they can't even escape it in their homes. Sometimes the flies are so bad for neighbors that their windows and doors are completely covered. My family experienced this personally. When I was 4 years old, my grandparents and my parents found out that a massive corporate hog operation was proposed right next to our family farm. We marched, we held rallies, and we called other people across the country who were facing the same threat. And we called on our elected officials. Yet at every turn, the corporation had already won, except in the court of public opinion, which is why we're still working very hard to this day to get community stories out there. So many of us on the SRAP team have personally experienced the way that this industrial model tears communities apart, pitting neighbor against neighbor and stacking the deck in favor of corporate profits over people's most basic rights to clean air and water. We need decision makers to hear the truth about the horrors of living next to a factory farm, and we also need the public to know that there's an alternative and we don't have to support this harmful system.